Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Soundcraft Studios, brought to you by our official sponsor, the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson Zia Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Coming soon, Missing 2 by Mia Molson Zia, double expense, double fun. Check it out on Amazon. Also brought to you by a sweet psalmist by Serena Wagner, based on the life of King David, including 30 exquisite paintings, King David Psalms. Check out the Sweet Psalmist today, Amazon.com, keyword Sweet Psalmist Serena Wagner. And brought to you by the Sensei of Swing, Eric Diamond's release All of Me, featuring the title track, I've Got No Heartache, Bring Me Sunshine and More. EricDimemusic.com. New music coming soon. Follow on Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. We're here with an amazing lady who's an author, Hungarian-born, highly decorated female chess player in history, born to a poor Jewish family in the Cold War Budapest, first female to win the men's Grandmaster title in 81, only player in history to win all 6 world prestigious chess crowns. I'll talk more about that. Began her career at 4 on her birthday, accidentally discovering a chess set, and became the first woman to qualify for the men's world chess championship, and also the highest rated female chess player in the world, earned a men's grandmaster at 21, and also left Hungary to become an American citizen, become a college coach 14 years, Texas Tech and Webster University in St. Louis, and led into more major championships than any other chess program or in sports overall. And we'll find out who she managed to match. She has a new book out. It's a true story about one of the most renowned women in chess history, took on a sexist establishment, stood up to authority, empire, and rewrote the game. The book is called Rebel Queen, The Cold War, Misogyny, and the Making of a Grandmaster. Live, ladies and gentlemen, Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Florida, the amazing author, Hungarian-born, highly decorated female chess player in history with the book Rebel Queen, The Cold War, Misogyny, and the Making of a Grandmaster. Ladies and gentlemen, the multi-talented Susan Polgar. Susan, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Hi, how you doing?
Well, it's great to have you on. And we just want to say we're just checking in with you. So we got to say that too. So you're an author and a Hungarian-born, highly decorated female chess player in history. You're born to a poor Jewish family in the Cold War Budapest. You're first female to win the men's Grandmaster title in 81, only player in history to earn all 6 world prestigious chess crowns. You began your career at 4 on your birthday, accidentally discovering a chess set at home, became the first woman to qualify for the men's world championship, highest rated female chess player in the world, earned a men's grandmaster in 81. You left Hungary to become an American citizen, to become a college coach at Texas Tech and Webster University. And you won more chess championships than any program in history, and also in any other sport. We'll find more about that. You have a book that's a true story, one of the most renowned women in chess history. You took on a sexist establishment, stood up to an authoritarian empire, and rewrote the rules about chess. And the book is called Rebel Queen, The Cold War, Misogyny, and the Making of a Grandmaster. Before getting all that, Susan, tell us how you first got started.
I was at home when I was almost 4 years old, and I was looking for something new and fun to do. And all of a sudden, I'm opening a cupboard, and the chessboard and the chess pieces fall out. My mother ran over what happened, and she sees what happened, and she says, well, you have to wait until the next day because Dad is at work, and I don't know how to play chess. And my dad came home, and the following day, he started slowly introducing me to the game, and that's how my career began. And about 6 months later, I entered into my first competitions, first in the district championship of Budapest, my native country, Hungary. And I qualified, won those to play in the championship of Budapest final, where I won also all 10 out of 10 games, perfect score. And that was a big splash in the media, in the chess community, and career got on its way.
And you must have been appealed by the horses and those shiny things and everything else. What's this? What's that? Oh, I see a horsey. I can imagine that. So
yeah, initially that's all it was, cute figurines, and little did I know how much depth and beauty and challenge there is to the game of chess.
Now the chess pieces that spill, was it on was it silver? Was it like copper, gold,
wooden.
Or was it like a plastic
wooden.
one? Was it
wooden?
Pewter?
No, wooden chess pieces.
Wooden. Okay, all right. So it was just your ordinary chess set. Now your dad got you interested in playing. You guys played together and everything. Now was he like a master chess player himself, or was it just like a casual, average person or anything like that? Was he competitive, or he just like to play for fun?
Yeah, he was just a casual amateur player. He used to play in his high school days, but he hasn't played much after that until I just accidentally discovered the game.
Right, and I think that's great as well too. And what was that other one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you do in the rest of your career? Bes-
Well, there were
Besides
obviously.
knocking over, yeah. Besides knocking the pieces over and discovering, what else simply hit a light bulb moment for you?
Well, when I won that first big championship, that was obviously a sign that this is something I may enjoy and get good at. But I won my first world championship title when I was 12 years old for girls under 16. So that was the next big milestone.
hmm And and this kind of came to mind as well too. That with chess and everything like that, who are some of your favorite chess players growing up?
Well, obviously, Bobby Fischer was a legend as I was growing up. He won the world championship just a year prior when I discovered the chess pieces. And it was like a big myth. Will he defend his title 3 years later in 75? And then he disappeared. So obviously, he was a legend as I was growing up. And then when he did not defend his title and Anatoly Karpov became the world champion, as most people, when they start playing, developing players, the actual world champion obviously has a huge influence on them. As eventually I met other great players like Mikhail Tal was a big, I was a big fan of his, and I had a funny story when just as a 13-year-old, I met him when we were visiting in Moscow. And I had a dream if I could play a game with him, that'd be incredible. And he was in the middle of playing a big international tournament. And I was there as a spectator with my parents. And as he was walking up and down the hallway in between his moves, smoking, which was allowed at the time.
Man, that's gonna be a great sport to get into. I should have done that years ago. Make your move, have a smoke, go back,
That's
make a
how
move. I wish I would have done that years ago.
That's how it was. Fortunately, it's no longer allowed. So today you cannot smoke in buildings and you cannot smoke during games, but at the time you could. So he was having his walks up and down, and my mother had the courage to go up to him and ask him, "My daughter's dream is to have a quick game with you, a blitz game." And he says, hold on, let me go back to my game. I'll be back soon. And so sure enough, it was pretty shocking. Normally games in those times used to go 4, 5, 6, 7 hours.
Wow.
But within half an hour, he was back out. He offered a draw to his grandmaster opponent. They settled on a draw, and he was out. I'm ready to play. And yeah, that was a dream come true for me. And in fact, the first game we played, I was attacking him fiercely, and I sacrificed a bishop and then a knight, and things were looking very good. Unfortunately, he managed to defend well, and the game ended in a draw. Nevertheless, it was an unforgettable moment for me, and it was really generous of him to give me an opportunity to play a world champion.
Oh my gosh, that is so amazing. There's some other legends like Gary Kasparov, Magnus Carlsen, and Boris Spassky as well too. And tell us about those guys as well.
Yeah, I was very fortunate that I got to know practically every great player of my lifetime and got to play with most of them as well. I became good friends with the late Boris Spassky. He just passed very recently. But I write about my experiences meeting Boris Spassky or Bobby Fischer, Gary Kasparov. So I'm very fortunate to meet all of them, and I learned from them. They inspired me. They gave me advice, and it was a really great experience to being able to spend time with the legend of chess.
Mhm. And which player would you say you most emulate or have a similar style like you among chess players?
It's hard to say, but as I mentioned earlier, when I started playing chess, Anatoly Karpov was the world champion. And I think personality-wise, I'm a more strategic person, as is he. And that my style, I try to be emulating his style of play.
Okay. And what are some of the other styles, like, strategy and all that? And if it's true or not, you're supposed to think like several moves ahead. Is that still true today, or is it like less than that or more than that?
Oh yeah, that did not change over the years. Obviously, some players like Garry Kasparov, he has a lot more aggressive, dynamic attacking style, which I usually don't prefer. I prefer to have a slower build up and get to attack when all my pieces are well positioned for it. So I typically prefer not to burn the bridges behind me as much as he did. Obviously, he did it fantastically, and I wish I could play like him, but it's just a different style, different personality.
And which are some of the players that you played against, and how did you do against some of the legendary players you played against?
Yeah, I'm fortunate that I can say I have beaten some of them. I have drawn many of them. Obviously, I lost a good number of games as well, but I managed to beat even in a game Anatoly Karpov a couple of times and drawn Boris Spassky. I played Bobby Fischer many games actually, although friendly games,
Hmm.
and we had about 50-50 score. So
Okay.
yeah, I managed to hold my own against most of them.
And what would you say your most memorable game was, or a memorable match, I should say?
One of my favorite memories is when, for the first time, I got invited to an elite tournament in Spain with the top players, with world champion Anatoly Karpov and top 10 players. And one of those top 10 players, in fact, he was top three in his peak,
Oh, wow.
uh, uh, Grandmaster Ribojevic from Yugoslavia. He has voiced his view that he was in a shock and surprise that how can organizers invite female players to an elite competition. And when I played him in the second round of that competition, uh, I was motivated to prove him on the board why. And I was very proud to say that I was able to win him, and he had to resign shortly before he would have gotten checkmated.
Hmm.
So that's one of my favorite stories.
Hmm. Probably make him eat his words at that point too. And of course, he's being Hungarian, you face off against Hungarian players, Russian players, Spain, France, Germany, Japan, and everything like that. Who would you say is like the most competitive, the toughest, like from the country, and how they compare to like American players? Thought on American chess players.
Well, I don't think it really matters what country the opponent comes from. Obviously, as I was growing up, the Soviet players were pretty dominant. But over the years, things have changed. Today, India actually is a quite dominant
Oh
force.
yes, uh-huh.
They have won the Olympiad gold for men and women. The current reigning world champion is a young man by the name Gukesh, just 18 years old, out of India. So times have changed, especially India and China has great players today, in addition, of course, to the Russian and Ukrainian. And we also had a unexpected world champion for about a decade from Norway, Magnus Carlsen. So it's not like it used to be half a century ago when I started playing chess, when the Soviet players were so dominant. Now it's very mixed up. We have great players here in America as well. I think it's the internet and the technology that's now widely available for everyone, most of it for free. It opened the doors and made our world smaller, brought us all together, that it matters a whole lot less where you're from. Because when I remember I was growing up, I had to go to a chess club. I had to have a coach come to my house, or I had to go to him. It was like logistically very complicated and not easy at all. While today, the young players or anybody who wants to improve, all the information is out there 24/7 on the internet, on YouTube videos and so on and so on. And it's all, most of it free and really available. It's really up to each individual how much they want to learn, how much time they are willing to dedicate to it. So it's a huge change during my lifetime.
When you talk about technology, it made me think of the chess games or programs that back in the early days, it's like, yeah, the chess on computers are the ones like, similar to like, was it the handheld football games, basketball games, baseball games, and they had like a little laptop battleship platform and everything. And what was your take on those type of games and early computers? And how did you do against the computers?
I vividly remember the very first chess computer I received. I think it was around 1980. It was called the Boris Diplomat. It was like a little rectangular shaped box that I was quite amazed that it was capable of playing a game of chess against me. Of course, I was defeating it in every single game. It was not very good, but even the pure fact that it was able to play a legal game of chess was mind-boggling at the time. Now we're talking about that's about 45 years ago. We came a long way from there, that we went through the phase in the 80s and the early 90s. People were debating in the chess community, and outside of it, whether will the day come when the chess machines will defeat us humans, the best human chess players. And we had to wait pretty much until the mid 1990s. By 1997, IBM's Deep Blue has defeated the then reigning world champion, Garry Kasparov. And basically, that kind of ended that debate. We learned that the best chess machines can defeat the best humans. And the following years and decade, it just confirmed that we lost that battle. There is no race anymore, just as runners don't try to race against a Porsche or even a Toyota, right? Any car would be faster.
Toyota, Honda, Nissan, they're the same.
Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at the same stage in chess now that any of these chess engines like the Stockfish and others that's available freely out there to any human. In fact, you can put it just on your iPhone. And anybody with an iPhone can defeat even the best human chess players today. So there is no race. On the other hand, we are using the technology to improve our own skills to compete against other humans. It's not a competition against the machine, but just like with cars, we use them as helpers, as our, for our convenience, for our learning, for our sorting information, analysis, and more to improve our chances for our human competitions.
And do you think the presence of AI is also helping chess as well too, or is it making it more tougher and everything like that? Do you think chess is going to get involved with AI or make chess easier or difficult?
Oh yeah, chess is already very much involved with the AI. In fact, I believe chess has been used as a testing ground for AI, non-chess related AI. There has been Google's AlphaZero engine, and that has been just mind-boggling because we thought that the regular engines like Stockfish were amazing, and then came this self-teaching machine, AI, that just crushed the best engines that there were around prior to this self-teaching engine. It's like mind-boggling what programmers, I guess, could or AI developers could develop. It's really incredible. It's changed how we train. To answer your question, it made it easier and harder at the same time. It's easier to get good ideas, good information, but don't forget, pretty much everybody has access to that information. So I guess the quality of the games becomes higher, at least for the parts of the game that people can prepare in the opening moves and memorize it. But at the same time, it's harder also because your opponents also have those same resources to use against you. So it's hard.
No worries. Forget about the cheat sheets and everything like that. We'll talk about your journey as a rebel queen, the Cold War, misogyny, and the making of a grandmaster, going from Hungary to America, being highly decorated with Susan Polgar. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon, a paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those who love you to first go missing. It's available on Amazon, a paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia's got great reviews. An Evil Evan endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Jonah Cassidy, Forrest Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today before it goes Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Coming soon, Missing 2 by Mia Molson-Zia, double the suspense, double the fun. Check it out on Amazon. Also brought to you by Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, based on the life of David, including 30 exquisite paintings in King David's Psalms. The Sweet Psalmist gives a new perspective of David through the Psalms he wrote as the time of shepherd or started in complicated yet turbulent relationship with King Saul. It's a story of love, betrayal, repentance, hope, and more. Check out the Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner on Amazon. Keyword Sweet Psalmist Serena Wagner. Also brought to you by Sensei Swing. Eric Diamond was the latest release, All of Me, featuring the title track, I've Got a Heartache, Bring Me Sunshine and More. Eric's a multi-award winning artist, Hall of Fame, and Entertainer of the Year. He'll be releasing a new CD soon. Check out the amazing Eric Diamond today, ericdiamondmusic.com. Follow on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, and more. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, 40 podcast platforms. Heard in 100 countries. Take us with you on any mobile device. Follow us on Facebook, Spreaker, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, and all your favorite platforms. And for t-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies, and more, Amazon.com. Keywords, the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books, merchandise, and more. And support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. With the amazing author, Hungarian-born, highly decorated female chess player in history, Susan Polgar, here on the Mike Wagner Show with the book Rebel Queen, the Cold War, Misogyny, and the Making of a Grand Master. Before we get into the book, and tell us about your journey going from Hungary to America.
Well, the first time I came to the US was in 1985 to compete at the New York Open chess competition, which was one of the biggest open tournament in the world at the time. And I made a lot of friends immediately when I first came. But then I went back, and then I kept coming once, twice a year for competitions. And I did not move here actually until long after the Cold War was over. I moved here in 1994 when I met my first husband, and he was living in New York, and I just moved to be with him. And, my children were born here. I have 2 boys, and I settled in the US, and I moved around a bit, lived in New York 13 years, then was in Texas for 5, about 9 in Missouri, and already more than 4 years in Florida. So.
Oh, wow. Okay. Sounds like a heck of a journey. And about your 2 boys, are they into chess like you, or do you envision them to be world chess players?
Well, not quite like me at this point. They are both grown men, and they did chose not to become a professional chess player. Although my elder son, Tom, has been quite successful as a junior player. He has won several scholastic national championships in various age groups, and he became a master player, so he's pretty good. But he chose to have a professional career instead, and just keep chess as a hobby. And
there you go. I think that's a great idea to have. So maybe people are confused like that. I mean, you never knows. Like, you could retire for 20 years and start venturing, be a grandmaster like you. So.
Yeah, my little one just plays for fun, and he's a software engineer, so they are doing fine.
Oh, there you go. And as a software engineer, does he get to program any chess games on it, or just something else?
I think he does other things.
Oh, good. Okay. Just want to make sure he doesn't get too far ahead as well, too. And of course, you went on to 14 years, Texas Tech, Webster University in St. Louis, nine major championships in history. And you also accomplished more than any other. And when I looked, you accomplished more than John Wooden when it comes to basketball in all sports, consecutive championships. That's a feat.
Yeah, I'm very, very proud of my students that for everything that we accomplished at Webster University. We were number one ranked team for every single day, every single week, every single year in the for the existence of the program. So I'm really, really proud that my students won more national championships, more world championships, more Olympiad gold medals, and other major titles than all the other chess programs, Division One men's sport in the country combined.
And that is amazing too. When I read about that, I mean, you pretty much put John Wooden to shame in a way. So, but
And I'm the only female head coach in men's Division One, I believe, in any sport.
mm-hmm. Yes,
So
that's true.
that gives it another dimension. So I'm hoping to inspire other women in other sports as well, and in other male-dominated fields, that if I can do it, they can too.
Mm-hmm. And of course, the one woman coach I could think of was Pat Summitt of Tennessee, being basketball coach, and I think there was quite a few others, but that'd be another subject another time. But then with your journey, working way to grandmaster, I mean, with today's women, it was like it's real easy, but for you, it was a pretty difficult one that not just renowned, but you took on a sexist establishment. You stood up to authoritarianism and also the empire as well too, which Cold War mentality, and you also rewrote the rules as well. And I mean, you had an impressive backdrop. You basically had a lot of obstacles to deal with, and how'd you manage to deal with those obstacles?
Yeah, it was not easy. One of the toughest moments in my career was when finally I got to play in the final of the Hungarian National Championship. I qualified myself to represent Hungary at the World Championship cycle. And I was told, no, you cannot play because you're a woman. So
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the hardest things. And in some of those tough moments, I took inspiration from my maternal grandmother, who was a Holocaust survivor, and she reminded me in those moments that, my daughter, if you think what you're going through is tough, you have no idea what tough is. And indeed, I have no right to even to compare, my heartaches and difficulties compared to what she went through. And, I just had to pull myself together and work even harder and try to give more checkmates on the chessboard. And that I made that my approach, that eventually if I give enough checkmates, things will work out as they did.
Mm-hmm. And do you think part of the treatment that you had was just totally different? You experienced anti-Semitism, and also, being from like a poor Jewish family, and what effect did it really, take have on you as well, too, that you encounter a lot of that.
Yeah, it was not simple. We came from a poor family. I remember when we were traveling to tournaments, many times we were packing sardines or Hungarian salami to save money on going to restaurants, because that's all we could afford for quite some time. As for anti-Semitism in Hungary, fortunately, officially speaking, it was not allowed by the government. But with that said, the people, of course, are people, and some people would say, they are not real Hungarians and make decisions, not saying so. But we just knew based on what we were told, that there were times when they made decisions to discriminate because they felt we weren't as Hungarians as they are.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you also mentioned misogyny in your subtitles as well, too, that you encountered that, and in what ways was chess considered sexist as well?
Yeah, I mean, when I started playing chess, I was told countless times that a little girl like you should be playing with dolls, not a serious game of man, which is chess, and after that, I was told girls cannot be that good in chess anyway. They are not as smart as the boys. So I was growing up with this constant naysayers, this discouragement, this sexist attitude, that girls just cannot be as good as the man. And fortunately, I had the full support of my parents, and we believed that there shouldn't be any difference. So as long as I'm working as hard as the boys do, I'm practicing, I'm playing the best opponents I can. And that's what created actually a lot of problems with the authorities because they believed the girls supposed to play just with the girls and don't play against the boys or the men. And we insisted that if I want to have a chance to be as good as the top male players, I have to train and compete just like they do. And they did not condone that. They thought that was crazy talk. They thought, how dares a woman say that she can or wants to be a grandmaster? And I kind of made it as the mission of my life to prove them wrong. And I'm very proud that eventually I was the first woman to earn the Grandmaster title based on the norms and the ratings, just as the men do.
Mhm.
So that has been the struggle of my life. But I'm very proud that I was able to open the door for other women, including my sister Judith, who came behind me and also became grandmasters. And today there are, I believe, 42 women who have the grandmaster title.
Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. And of course, you love the game so much about it. And what is the part that you love about the game?
Well, I love its fairness that unlike some other sports where your build, your height, your strengths, that you're born with or inherited in your genes gives you a certain advantage over your competitors, like in basketball, right? If you grow up to be 7 feet tall, it's kind of an advantage
Yeah,
compared
dunk a
to.
basketball, or if you're 5 foot, you can dribble around your way the 7 foot guys. And if you have powerful legs, you have opportunity to go up and dunk the ball. So you can do anything at 5 foot practically.
Well, not as much as the 7 foot, right? It would give an advantage to a 7 footer, but not in chess. And that's one of the things that I really attracted to me. Even as a 4-year-old, I was a tiny girl and I could play chess on equal footing against grown people. That there is very few other things that we could do, mutually having fun. But as of the game itself, I really love the beautiful combinations that the game has, and I really enjoyed learning more and more and more every day about the amazing different checkmates and patterns and the exceptions from the rules. It's just like any art, it has a lot of beauty to it.
You say about different checkmates. How many different checkmates are there? Because I thought there was one checkmate. How many different checkmates are there?
Oh no, there are like tens of thousands of different kind of checkmates.
Okay, all right. Just want to clarify. That's all. Okay. Yeah, because I played some chess myself. I probably won like I probably got just as bad as a record as last year Chicago White Sox was. It's like maybe I was like maybe won three, lost 30, and drew like 10 or something. Oh my gosh, I gotta
That's the
say.
beauty with chess, that it's an easy game to learn and it's fun to enjoy, but it's a hard game to master.
Right, exactly. And of course, the popular Netflix series, The Queen's Gambit. I'm sure you're familiar with that. How's the story parallel to that movie or different?
Yeah, there is a lot of similarities, obviously, in that there was a young girl who basically became a world-class chess player in the man's world of chess, which was basically my real life story, while that was based on a novel, a fictional story. The difference is that in the book and in the movie, they portray her that she had to take tranquilizers and alcohol and drugs and all that to help her succeed in chess. I think that, I mean, that certainly did not happen in my life. And also, it's rather unrealistic for anybody doing that to succeed in chess.
And how do you mentally prepare? for a game like chess, especially if you're going to like a friendly or a simple tournament or going to a world championship? How do you manage to prepare? What's your routine?
Yeah, well, when you prepare for a tournament or a match, especially, you study your opponent's games and try to understand their style, their likes, their dislikes, their strengths, their weaknesses, and try to exploit what they are not so good at. That you try to get a type of game that favors you. Uh, Obviously, you have to study your opening moves because most people have a tendency of play repeatedly in a certain way. So you want to analyze that. And of course, today, especially, you could use the chess engines to give you ideas. And the element of surprise is quite important in chess. So when you do that preparation, pre-game preparation, pre-match preparation, that's what you try to do. You try to come up with some surprise for your opponent. So they'll be needing to spend more time on their chess clock, and also they would be less self-confident of that they know what they are doing.
And of course, you can also get in some of the books as well. Author Susan Polgar has more on that besides Rebel Queen, The Cold War, Misogamy, and the Making of a Grandmaster. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by SoundCloud Studios, brought to you by official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, Interact Warring author Mia Molson Missing, The Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, based on the life of David, including 30 exquisite paintings and King David Psalms. Amazon.com, keyword Sweet Psalmist Serena Wagner, and Sensei Swing Eric Diamond with All of Me. New music coming soon, ericdiamondmusic.com. We'll be back with the multi-talented, highly decorated female chess player in history, Susan Polgar, after this timeout. We're back with author Susan Polgar, the Hungarian-born, highly decorated female chess player in history on the Mike Wagner Show with Rebel Queen, The Cold War, Misogamy, and the Making of a Grandmaster. That's not your only book. You also wrote some other books like Chess Tactics for Champions, A World Champion's Guide to Chess, and Learn Chess the Right Way. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, my latest series, other than Rebel Queen, of course, is Learn Chess the Right Way. It's a 5-book series which starts with practice examples, hundreds of them, on how to checkmate in one move in the book 1, and then book 2, how to capture your opponent's pieces the best way, and then book 3, how to defend against attacks and threats. And then book 4 and 5 builds on those first 3 books in a higher level. So I'm really proud of those books, and they are bestsellers. And I would recommend that book series to anybody who wants to pick up chess. Start with the World Champion's Guide to Chess, which introduces you how the pieces even move, what the chessboard is, and all that. But then, as for practice materials, the Learn Chess the Right Way is a really good series to learn from.
And we'll certainly check that out. Where can we find all your books, including Rebel Queen, The Cold War, Misogamy, and Making of Grandmaster?
Yeah, anywhere where books are sold, from Amazon to Barnes and Noble, anywhere you can find those things.
And how about your website, Susan?
My website is susanpolgar.com, and from there on, you can go to my foundation, the Susan Polgar Foundation's website as well. The book Rebel Queen has its own website as well, rebelqueen64.com.
Rebelqueen64.com. And what's the significance of Rebel Queen 64, may I ask?
Well, 64 is for the 64 squares of the chessboard.
I didn't know that. I should have used my mind right there. That was clever. I love it. With the amazing Susan Polgar of Rebel Queen, The Cold War, Misogamy, and Making of a Grandmaster here on the Mike Wagner Show. Susan, just a few more things. What else can we expect from you in 2025 and beyond?
Well, I'm working on a lot of activities for the Susan Polgar Foundation, both on a fundraising side as well as on activities for kids. Over the past 23 years since the existence of the foundation, we have awarded over $7 million to chess players around the country, and some even internationally. So I'm very proud of that. I'm very thankful to our supporters and partners who enable that. Also, I'm working on a couple other books that I'm working on. Some are chess instructional books and another regular reading book. Also, I'm hoping that the Rebel Queen will become a feature movie one day. So I'm working on also making that happen.
All right. We're certainly looking forward to that, Susan. Who do you consider biggest influence in career?
My parents.
Okay. That's really good. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Well, be patient. I think that's really probably the most important thing in life. People get impatient and give things up, jump from one thing to another. I think try to find your passion, work hard at it, and if anything is possible. That's my motto, and that's what the book means, to inspire people. That if you read the book, you'll understand that things will not be so simple. There will be roadblocks. There will be people who try to pull you down. But if you keep with it, you're passionate, you work hard, you'll succeed.
And being patient is what we need at this time. I like what you said. We're here with the amazing author Susan Polgar of Rebel Queen, The Cold War, Misogamy, and Making of a Grandmaster here on the Mike Wagner Show. Susan, very big thanks for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Learned a lot. Looking forward to having you soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Laugh, have you back. And what's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out your books?
Yeah, they can contact me through my website, susanpolgar.com. And the book can be also purchased on Amazon or on anywhere where books are sold, including you can get to that link through rebelqueen64.com.
We'll certainly check that out. Once again, Susan, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Laugh, have you back. We wish you all the best. And Susan, you definitely have a great future ahead of you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.